company called GovPay.net, or GovPayNet, I guess it what is. They're contacting all the town clerks throughout New York State. It's to see if you want to go with being able to take cards. I have had so many people in here lately that the first thing they ask, or they get done with the transaction, and you take a card, right? No, I don't take a card. So he said he's contacted. I talked to this gentleman twice today. He sent me a bunch of literature. It's at no cost to the town. The tax, whoever uses it absorbs the cost. And he said that there's a demonstration. He wanted to know if I was interested in a demonstration. I said, we had a meeting tonight, and, you know, if you guys are against it, there's no sense having a demonstration. So he's talked to a couple of the town clerks around here, Glenn and Minden, and the town clerks, the Montgomery County Town Clerks Association, which I'm a member of, there's 10 town clerks, they said that they would like to see if we went with this, all of the town clerks going with it. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but if you're interested, if it's something you're interested in, it's something I can't do on my own, I will have him come, give me a demonstration, give me more literature, and I could bring it back to the board next month. Or if you just say, no, you don't want to do it, then it's all said and done.
Since none of the other towns have used this firm or doing it, will you call the Association of Towns to see if they know of any other municipalities that are using this particular service? And if they come highly recommended, then I would say, yes, let's see if
Sure.
it isn't.
That's the modern way to pay bills.
How much is the fee that the consumer absorbs? Did they say? Is it
It
like,
says as low as 1.1%, but
Oh.
there is a,
That's on the consumer though.
that's a consumer, but the transaction, I mean, you know, internet payment services and phone assisted services, they're kinda high. If you spend $200, it's anywhere from $150 to $200, it's a $7 charge on them. And then if you use a phone assisted, it's $150 to $200 would be $11. But it doesn't say how much the service would be if they actually came into here to do it, you know, in person. So, I mean, it is kinda high on, you know, on the person doing it on the internet or by phone, but, I noticed it doesn't have, what it is if they come in to the office here.
It
It
looks
doesn't,
like a flat fee, so why don't you call Association of Towns, find out if there are other, you know, we would, if we do this, we should probably bid for it, just like anything else, even if we are, even if there isn't a charge to us, because people will be paying.
Right, we should be conscious.
Or even if we don't bid for it, shop around to see
Yeah,
what the best
there's something
rates
called
are.
the Square now, or something, which is a little box that can handle any small business's transaction.
and it's like 1.5% of the total transaction.
well, I know we talked about it before, because a lot of people ask at tax time if I take cards, or I just had somebody come in the other day and wanted to pay with their dog license with a card, and I had to tell her to come back. You know, we looked into it once before, and through the bank, the town pays the charge. And
I see.
at that time, Brian was a supervisor, and he said, no, he wasn't, you know, the town can't absorb the cost, so,
If the Association of Towns has a recommendation on
okay, all right.
vendors, that's great.
And then, I didn't know, Bill you didn't bring this up, Bill, about the email you sent me about Virginia?
I just did.
Oh, you did, okay,
Yeah,
I
when
didn't,
You weren't listening?
I wrote it down, yes, I did write it down. Yes, I did, now that I think about it, I did write it down. So I guess that's all I got to say tonight, just that.
Okay, thank you. Do you, Leanne's not here, but she does have an assessor's report. We need to take action on the Donato appraisal, so, for Cayman, which I thought we already did.
No, we did not, we did the Donato with,
Palatine.
with,
Yeah, you heard water. didn't you?
yeah, the water
But
works, right?
did they send us a proposal?
From what Leanne told me today on the telephone, she said that they had sent you a contract and were waiting for a signature on it.
No.
This is what he told her.
Okay.
So I don't know, that's what Leanne told me on the phone today when she said she was faxing or emailing me that.
Okay, do we know how much the contract is?
I don't.
for?
She didn't say. She didn't say how much it was for. But I know she said that, they were waiting on the signed contract before he would go ahead with the appraisal.
Are you sure it was a signed contract and not a resolution to
She said a contract. He was waiting for a signed contract.
Well, even so, we would do a resolution to go along with the contract,
Yeah,
but if,
just from a timing standpoint, we have to get the appraisals turned in by August 1st. So I've been talking to Frank, and my impression that it was just a resolution. He never mentioned a contract or anything to me.
Okay. Unless she misspoke herself, I don't know.
Yeah, but did the town have one and
We
did it
didn't,
with?
we haven't
County
had a
Fair?
resolution.
It was a contract,
Mhm.
and he's probably looking for the
we
same.
signed an agreement. Do you
Okay.
have did he mention a dollar amount? to you?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Did you sign something last month or about to?
That was for the waterworks.
Okay.
That was for
Okay.
the
I
water.
remember we signed for some appraisal for that.
Yep,
Okay.
but I don't remember anything in the minutes where we even said that there was a dollar amount for the changes. Because last I knew, we hadn't figured out who was going to be paying, the last I talked to Leanne. And then she just told me today that Donato was going to do it.
All right, let's hold this, move it down. Hopefully Leanne gets back to me with a dollar amount, and we would need the motion to approve it. That way I
If
can
not,
sign it.
if not, I'll talk to Frank directly and get that from him.
Yeah.
If she doesn't already have it.
Well,
but-
I know Leanne she's leaving at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to take her daughter to the hospital to have an
Okay.
MRI, so
Yeah.
she might not get back to you right away.
But I can, Frank and I are in contact, so
Okay.
I can touch base with him too. We don't have to go through Leanne.
I just, will it be okay if we approve it in July? Is that too late for her?
That'll be too late.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
that's
gonna
what I'm
need
saying.
time. He's gonna need time to do the appraisal.
Right, okay, so if she doesn't get back to us, let's do a motion allowing me to sign in an amount up to.
That's fine.
Anything else? You should have a report from the chair of the bar.
Yep.
And we also submitted, and they submitted their invoices and are being paid tonight. Thank you for your work. You're welcome. And that's it for reports. For me, there was a leak in the court. Did he ever get in the room?
No, who was that gentleman anyway?
Pine?
I don't know. He came in yesterday and he was very, very rude to me.
Okay, so he was recommended by Don's. He's just who they send to do
Okay,
their
he was very rude to me. I was on the phone with a resident. He came to the window. He looked like I was making him wait. And when he did come back to the window, he said he was here to look at the leak. I don't have a key to Ron's office. I couldn't take him in there. And he was very rude to me when I told him I didn't have a key. Well, how am I supposed to look at it? So I gave him general area of where it was on this side of the wall and that side of the wall, so we had some idea where to look up on the roof.
Okay, so he's gonna need to get in there.
Then he can't come to see me. He has to talk to Ron directly. He said he was told to come to me. I don't have a key. I can't do nothing for him. He needs to contact Rhonda directly.
Okay. And would, okay, I'll just have him give him a call. Similarly, apparently Don's didn't put in the building permit to do the outlets, so now they're doing the building permit, and we'll do the outlets in the courtroom. That should be taken care of. And in terms of the building the bench and any floor plans, that's Ron takes the lead on that. I've spoken to him a couple of times. Do you have a report on that?
Yeah, I have a report on that.
Great.
That was another thing. Don's Electric wanted me to leave that door open and just, I can do that. I don't have a key to it. That
All
was
right,
another
so they just
setback.
need to do-
Don came to me, said he was told to see me. Anything that has to do with the court, I do not
They
have
just
a
gotta
key.
talk to Ron. Okay.
They need to talk to Ron.
Did you give them contact info?
Ron met him here.
Oh.
Ron met Don's Electric here.
Oh, good, okay, so that should be all set. Great, we're working on, correcting, there may be nothing to correct, but looking at salt and potential issues with runoff up at the barn. I talked to several different agencies and organizations and different levels to figure out, just to make sure that we were doing everything right. It sounds like we're completely within regulation, nothing to be concerned about. I will follow up on that. And that's it. Let's get the planning there. Oh, there's nobody from the planning board here to report.
We have a letter though.
That's further down the agenda. That concludes my report. Any council comments?
Yes, I'd like to start off by addressing Mr. Dawes' issue. Mr. Dawes' issue with mowing. Originally on 5/7, I had called Brian. He agreed to do it at $30 a piece, twice a month. Okay. Then what happened is there was not a misunderstanding, a misbilling. I talked to him on 6/14, called Brian. He said he'll correct the billing and meet with the judge to discuss cleaning. I see the cleaning hasn't been done. I've got a call into him as of today when I was aware, when I was down here, that the building had not been cleaned. As far as the mowing, yes, we did agree on $30 each at twice monthly, not 4 times. And he told me before that he would correct this. So what we're gonna do, from my understanding, is get him to give us the credit back to reflect our original agreement. And concerning the camera, I'm having a difficult time with getting that going. I think Chris is gonna volunteer to give me a hand, help me get this thing running. I'm not, as I said before, I'm not technologically savvy. So that's where that remains.
Thank you for answering my question.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's nice.
Next. Art, I want to say thanks. I know your mom asked you to put some light bulbs in here in the bathroom. Thank you for doing that and fixing the light out here. I was concerned the day I came by here and saw the letter. Oh no, I don't want to monkey with electricity. And as you explained to me, it was just a timer.
The old light didn't have a photo cell on it.
Okay.
So it was
Yeah,
on
no,
timer.
as you explained.
Yeah.
And, as I said to you that day, if you're not comfortable messing with electricity, please don't. And I'd like to say thank you very much for going and getting that done for us.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem.
Let's see. Oh, ATI, cemeteries. I've called Janine. That was done on this morning. And Nelson is already being worked on. And she'll remind them to get the one here in Palatine Bridge once again. That'll take care of the July 4th cleaning up of that cemetery. They seem to be really good. Anytime I talk to her, they're very responsive. Just, I think, great people to work with. I have sent a letter after they did both the cemeteries the first time, thanking them for their assistance in the matter. I just thought it would be kind of nice to say thank you. And that would give them a little something maybe to take their county forward and say, you know, this is what we're up to. Again, I've got a message in about getting this building cleaned. I don't know what the holdup is. As of the last one, as I stated on 6/14, he told me he was gonna get to it, and I didn't realize it hadn't been done until I got in here today signing vouchers. So I'm working on that.
Do you wanna do, if you have, if they don't, I mean, it's taken them a while to get in, and you had other bidders, right? You had other.
I had,
proposals.
okay, let me review here, just 2 seconds, please. Okay, the other one, the only one that was interested was,
Ron Smith.
Ron Smith, Mid Valley Cleaning. What's his figures? What was his figures I have in here? I don't wanna just off the top of my head, so I don't wanna give it wrong.
Wasn't it, it was $30 an hour, that's why we had M&M matched it.
Yes, at that time, we felt that Mrs. M's would be more economical for us, and that's why we sided with them. I'd like to give, let me speak to Brian one more time about the cleaning. I'd like to give him a benefit of the doubt, yes, thank you, Chris.
Well, I knew what you were thinking.
I don't know how the rest of the council feels, but,
He gets one,
you know,
I think he's more into the mowing part of it myself, I didn't know if he was cleaning, so he came in.
but he said he would do it, so
Right.
I would like to give him the opportunity, though, to respond to my call as of today.
Did you ever ask Vicki Everlith, married to the mop? I see her advertising in the paper.
Is that the lady down on River Road?
No, she lives,
No,
no,
she
she lives
lives
up on
in-
Fiskill.
No, I had no idea who she is.
She's working full-time.
Yeah,
Oh, she is?
doing it
Yeah,
alone.
she's let a lot of her customers.
I certainly.
Oh, okay.
I
I
certainly
I see the ads in the paper.
Thank you, Art.
Yeah, I
You
just see
know,
the ads in the paper.
It's kind of tough to even find someone that will do this type of work. So anybody has any input, by all means, please say something. I'll be more than happy to contact. But most of the firms, we're not even interested.
Not to interrupt, but ATA may do it. ATI may do that too.
You think,
They've cleaned our lodge.
oh,
Just have
well,
to have someone here. Yeah,
okay.
talk to Janine. Just a suggestion.
No, thank you. And your suggestion from the cemetery has worked out well. Thank you, I appreciate that. I had no knowledge anything like that even existed.
Yeah.
They're
They're looking for hours often to fill in for the kids.
here on 2 days a week, Monday and Tuesday is what Janine had informed me, previous times I had spoken with her. But what's the board want to do?
I think you should do what you think is best. You wanna give him one more chance.
I'd like to give him one more chance, I really would, 'cause he's a local business.
And might as well call the ATI. see
And I
what-
will call ATI after. If it doesn't work out,
You got it back.
I'll turn to ATI next. How's that sound?
I would call him anyway, it's free.
Okay,
So,
okay.
If it's free, we might as well do it even if,
Absolutely. So then if if ATI will come up and do this, remember, they're only here Mondays and Tuesdays.
that's what Linda's here.
But if so, I'll
Yeah,
put,
well, Tuesday is primary day.
Right.
And I know, last primary day, Dorothy came in and she
I-
cleaned.
don't want Mrs. Morrison
And-
doing this.
I know this Tuesday's primary, she'll come in, Neil went in there and he was nice enough to clean up the bathroom a little bit today and dump the garbage. But, you know, I'm gonna say.
I'd rather
Dorothy-
Mrs. Morrison did.
I know, I
for
told
her
her
own-
not to.
No, so see if you can't get him in before Tuesday.
That's, yes, as I said, my call was placed today and I'm waiting for a response.
I mean, if they don't get into the judge's office and Leanne's.
Right, at least if they get this area cleaned up in the restroom.
For the primary.
For the
right.
primary, yes. And the only other thing I really have is Rusty, last month when Mr. Ossenfort was here, talked about possible grants to get sewer and water run down through. I have to agree with Rusty. If we could get that done, it's the only piece of property that this community could offer any expansion at all to. So I'd kind of like to kick some tires. I realize we gotta get Nellis to Palatine Bridge on board. If either one of them's not interested, I guess we're kind of sunk. But,
That'd be a good topic for our multi-jurisdictional meeting. That would be very good.
yeah,
Neil,
well,
they were talking about merging and
At
putting-
one time,
At one time,
my
and
brother-
Village of Palatine Bridge wanted to be the lead agency, They looked into it, and then they found out it was gonna cost too much to put the
$2.8
water
million
through because
according
of
to my
the,
brother.
of the ledge
My brother
rock.
helped investigate that
Yeah,
project.
right, and then they pulled out because it
But
was gonna
maybe
be
we-
too much.
As
But
Marcy
if
was
they can get a
stating.
grant,
Right, yeah, that's my
Right.
point. Maybe we
Right, back on
should,
board.
if nothing else, kick that tire, and if it's available to us, you know, if we can get the grants to do it, I think it'd be a wise thing to do. Is because he is right, it's the only stretch of property we have in this area that would really be suitable for anything commercial.
Because back then, the Penny Saver wanted to expand if they had water and sewer, and they weren't able to
Yes.
because of that.
Because of the cost, it was two
but
point
they
eight.
were interested, both villages were interested at that
Okay.
time.
I know my brother, as mayor, had told me about this, and the cost was 2.8 mil, and I don't know how many years ago, but it was quite some time ago. But if there's a grant out there, maybe, I don't see what Mr. Ossenfort has to say. I think it would be worth exploring. It depends on what the board decides they would like to do. And other than that, I believe that's, I'd really like to look into that. I don't know, it depends, you know, what the board wants to do and see what our two villages would like.
Yeah, the person to talk to is Bill Rohr.
Okay. So you want me to go ahead with that and start looking at it? I'll contact the both villages and see if they'd be interested. Anybody else interested in helping me?
I would say before talking to Bill, just have this isn't a new conversation.
No, no, it's not.
Revisit with the mayors.
The two mayors involved.
And then, probably the best next thing to do is have a meeting with Bill and the mayors.
Yes.
And maybe you and I.
Okay, okay. Well, then I'll go ahead and speak with both the mayors, if that's the board's pleasure, and we'll
And
see
I
where it
would
goes
say,
from there.
if there's any hesitation on the part of the mayors, then
No,
they,
that's
they
it.
need to be fully on board.
Yes, they have to be. They absolutely have to be.
Neil, it's under city block grant money.
City block grant money?
Yes.
Okay,
Maybe, it could be under Empire Development
okay.
also.
Well, that'll be a good one to speak to work on.
But Bill Rohr can tell you where he could find
Okay.
you some money.
Do you have his number?
Bill Rohr, I believe so.
Well, I've written.
Got it.
I've written grants, some of them got funded, so.
Well, as
I can help you.
Mr. Ossenfort said, the county would write the application for us, as he said in our last meeting.
Sure.
Okay, any other things?
Other than that, I believe I've covered everything I would like to. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Good work. Any other council comments?
Just want to say something. I know there's a vacancy on the planning board, and we now don't have a town historian. I don't see why we can't reappoint Margaret Schletzhauser for town historian, as it was taken away from her for no reason that I know of. And she was really good at it, and that we didn't have any complaints. Janie Dygert, I believe, sent an application or a letter of interest, a resume, that she was interested in being on the planning board, and that wasn't even reviewed. So I think if she's still interested, we should give her a shot instead of advertising. That's just my opinion.
Thank you.
Similarly with the Ethics Board, Mary Lou, because we've lost Virginia Van Slyke, Mary Lou Wagner expressed an interest in that, and we could perhaps consider her.
She's on
She's in a nursing home.
Oh, that's right,
She gets
yeah.
out,
She's coming home.
Yeah, I didn't
coming
know.
home today at 10 o'clock.
Well, she's gonna be sort of immobile for a while, right? She's doing better. Well, I heard, yeah. I'd forgotten that.
Any other comments?
Well, I got a list. Madam Supervisor, I did notice that we did not add a executive session to this after talking with Attorney Dunn. We feel we need to update you on this continuing, we had a 3.5-hour meeting yesterday on the CBA.
Okay.
And we need to do an update there, as well as a personnel matter that I shared with you and Attorney Dunn, so. Okay, let me start. May I?
Yes.
Okay.
Just adding the executive session under, resolutions and motions
Okay.
before public comment.
Terrific. Mr. Daw, since we instituted communications policy, it's wonderful to have a paper trail, because I have a paper trail of information going back and forth to try to get Justice Dygert and I on the same page to discuss the renovations. There's been resistance, to say the least, to try to meet face to face and resolve some of these issues. The last email allowed me, he said he was just going to simply leave the regulations and suggestions for courtrooms. So I now have a copy of that. The real issue is at hand why we haven't continued for 6 months is because under Sarah's tutelage, which is correct, we have a grant that we've cashed the check for $30,000. And in order to do renovations, we would need to reapply so we don't have to pay back the $30,000 and get them to use the grant for the renovations. To this moment, there's been no movement on that at all. And until we decide that, which I'm proposing if we can't, we use our own money and just get the renovations done. I suggest maybe next meeting we can discuss our plan. We have been at a standstill. I would like to point out, if we made the office switch, the leak wouldn't have been in the justice office at this time. It would have been in Linda's office. Sorry about that. It would have been in your office, but it wouldn't have not been in the justice's office.
But you
Okay?
still would
No,
have
excuse me,
leave.
I have the floor.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay? So just so you have an update on that, okay?
And just, so it's, what you're saying is, Ron has jurisdiction over this is a grant proposal to OCA.
Correct.
Which the town board.
We have zero
has
input.
no
We
ability
can't do
to-
anything about it. He is the lead person. He's the only person that can request to change the grant for the renovations as opposed to just a new building.